Hi everybody, Dr. Bill Crawford here, psychologist, speaker, author of 7 books, host of 2 PBS specials. Here again to bring you another tip on how to help you create the life you want. How to bring more clarity, confidence, creativity into everything you do. Today I want to look at how to bring more clarity, confidence, creativity into the subject of money, how it plays a role in our life, how we use it, how it uses us. I'm doing a lot of work with a wonderful organization just north of Cincinnati by the name of the JBM Envelope Company. And they asked me, because they show one of my videos at every meeting, and they say, hey Bill, do you have anything on like managing money? We're about to do this money managing seminar. We'd love to show one of your videos. And I went, well, no, but I could create one. And they said, yes, that'd be great. And then I thought, hey, this might be valuable for other people, all of the folks on my list. So I created a quote that I'm sending out to those 6,000 folks on my quote list. It goes like this: money is like energy. It should be conserved with purpose to serve with purpose. So let's look at that. Let's break that down and see if we can see what that means. And what I'm going to do is use a model that I have in my book. Sometimes I don't get a chance to go through the entire model in some of my seminars, but it is a model that I believe can be used to affect any aspect of our life, and I think it especially applies to the aspect of money. The first step in the model is purpose. So you saw in the quote, purpose, conserve with purpose, to serve with purpose. Purpose is a big deal. So I think that means 2 things. Number 1, we ought to do it on purpose, deliberately. We should be using money deliberately versus just habitually, versus just what we've learned from the past, versus just to kind of amuse ourselves to death, so to speak. Also, we don't want to have it as a purpose to elevate us to a certain status. Okay, I have a certain amount of money, therefore I must be successful. We want to use it in a very purposeful way. I like using the 4 criteria. I created this for people who are wanting to have more clarity about purpose. Number 1, it ought to be done purposely. Number 2, it ought to be effective. It ought to help us create the life we want. Number 3, it ought to define who we are. I am a person who uses money like this. And number 4, which I think is probably the most valuable, it's a way of being that I would teach to those I love. So if we use money on purpose, in a way that's effective, in a way that defines who we are, and in a way we would teach to those we love, that's a great start. The second step in the model has to do with our past. That means we've learned some things about money growing up. Some of them wonderful, some of them maybe not so wonderful. We want to examine those beliefs, those perspectives, because they are coloring how we see money and how we use money today. The third is what I call the wisdom of serenity. It has to do with accepting what we can't change, changing what we can, having the wisdom to know the difference, but it all starts with serenity. So when we want to have some clarity about how we use money, how it's a part of our life, it needs to start with that moment of serenity, whether that's a prayer, or meditation, or deep breathing, or just get into that pause button that Stephen Covey talks about. That moment of serenity allows us then to accept what we can't change. Most people say, hey, I don't have enough money. And then they get all worried and frustrated about that. But if we can accept, okay, that is the situation right now, then we can start having the courage to change the things we can, i.e. how we use money, how we look at money. The wisdom to know the difference comes from that purposeful perspective. So, purpose, our past, the wisdom of serenity. The third step in the model is the energy we use to drive our thoughts, decisions, and behavior around money. Is it fear? Is it worry? Is it shame? Is it lust? I think we need to really look at all that and ask ourselves, would I teach that to someone I love? Would I recommend that to someone I love? Because I think it needs to be more purposeful. I think it needs to be more awareness than worry, more excellence than perfection, more ability to use money in a way that is congruent with the energy we want to bring to life. The 5th step in the model has to do with responsibility. People certainly think we need to be responsible about money, right? And yet what does that look like and feel like? I think responsibility is about our ability to respond. Responsibility, our ability to respond. We want to have the ability to respond to the money we have right now in a very purposeful way. We want to have the ability to respond to the concept of money as we move forward in a way we would teach to those we love. So the model starts with purpose, our past, the wisdom of serenity, energy, and responsibility. That spells power, which really speaks to the power of money. Are we going to let it have power in our lives? Are we going to use that power, that energy, conserve it so that it can be served and served in a way that allows us to create the life we want and pass that on to those we love? I hope this has been valuable. First time I've done a video on this subject. If you want me to come to your organization and do something for you about this, stress management, dealing with difficult people, any of the things that require more purpose in life, all you got to do is go to my website, Bill Crawford, Ph.D.Com, or just Google Bill Crawford. I'll come up on the first page. Hit the contact button, let me know what you're interested in, and I would love to talk with you about that. If you're liking these videos, please hit the like button, share them with your friends if you would. It's a way to spread the word. And I'm hoping that you got something out of this around the concept of how do you use money? Is it serving you? Is it working for you? Is it done on purpose? Is it being driven by the past? Is there acceptance and courage and change in it? Have you chosen the energy? And are you taking 100% responsibility for your ability to respond in a way you would teach to those you love? If not, here's the opportunity to refine that, to get better at that, and become more purposeful in all aspects of life. So here's to you, bringing more clarity, confidence, creativity to everything you do, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.